This Democrat activists think employers should use race as a consideration when hiring people. Why? Gotta watch this one. Let's
Which
see.
race do you think should be preferred?
I do not think that a single race should be preferred.
You just said that you believe that race should be considered in employer hiring practices.
I don't know. There's going to be a transcript of this hearing. I didn't say that in that way.
Okay, why don't you explain what you believe?
What I
Very
said
briefly.
and what I believe is that the demographic composition of workplaces,
Which
our
is,
nation's military,
by
and
demographic
so on,
composition,
our Congress ought to reflect the diversity of the United
racial
States of
demographic
America.
composition. Racial demographic, is that what you're saying?
Racial, gender,
Okay, so race should be a factor in employer hiring practices. Yeah, that's what you're saying, is it not?
organizations ought to attempt to match the diversity of
you're
their...
hopping around the question.
No,
you don't want to
I am
answer it.
answering quite straightforwardly,
Who
as a
gets
matter
to
of fact.
determine which races are preferred?
I already told you I don't have a single
You
racial group.
just told me
ought
that
to
you
be.
believe that the racial demographic makeup should be taken into account in hiring practices.
And it should be reflected in all levels of companies and other organizations.
let's-
Oh my god. The fact that he said that and he wasn't ready to admit it until he was asked and broken down by Mr. Brandon Gill. This is scary, man. This is so scary. Imagine being in his place, right? And I think Jordan Peterson talked about this too. I hope you guys know who Jordan Peterson is. I mean, everybody knows who Jordan Peterson is. He talked about this, I don't know, something about equality of outcome and equality of opportunity. So you could either have people who rank up and get better through the opportunity provided to them. So only the best will get the best job because they're the best at it, right? They can do the job, so they get the job. Or you could have equality of outcome where you control the outcome. So like you have to have certain amount of Indian people in your company. You have to have certain amount of black people in your company. You have to have certain amount of women in your company. So you fill your company with these quotas instead of people who actually know how to do the job. So there could be a person who's better at doing the job that that Indian guy is doing and is probably white, but he won't get the job. Why? Because you have to meet the racial quotas of, of these people while hiring them. So this is very, very scary. I don't really like this. This is stupidest thing I've heard. And I don't know why people think like that. What do you think about this specific problem? Let me know in the comments.